First of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. I've also been looking forward to have this opportunity to meet with you in this forum and discuss on the issues that are affecting our country. It's an honor to meet citizens of our country and to have an opportunity to engage with them and contribute to whatever I may, by God's grace, to the current debate and the issues of our country today and tomorrow and the future of our country. Let's go straight to the issues of education. Am I satisfied with the CBC? The country took a long time to settle on the curriculum-based, the competence-based curriculum, and the level of consultation was deep, lengthy, and it took a lot of time and resources. Is it the right curriculum for Kenya? I believe it is. Has it faced so many teething problems? Absolutely. And what are the problems? In my honest view, the challenge we have with the education sector in the country is not necessarily different from the challenges we have with other sectors in the country. The challenge can be described in basically two words: incompetent management. That's all. Because, implementing, transitioning a curriculum requires a lot of attention and a lot of resources. It also requires a certain level of commitment, especially from government and the leaders of the country. What you notice clearly is that that commitment is not there. The funding to the institutions that are supposed to oversee the implementation of the curriculum is very low and very poor. The focus of the government on the implementation of the curriculum is very poor. Let me share this, and I hope there's nothing here that breaches the Official Secrets Act. That at the end of our administration, just before we handed over, the last meeting I had during the second cabinet meeting that President Ruto had, with the old cabinet, as I was leaving, he asked me what I'm going to do. I said, I want to take a break for about a year and then figure out how to move on with my life. But I was already in conversation with some of my previous employers and contacts to see whether I could take up a new responsibility. But the one thing he asked me is that he said, look, you have been in the education sector. I am going to appoint Belio Kipsang, the PS, and I want you to contribute to some of the ideas that I want to implement. Cut the long story short, the only thing that happened is that the Belio, who had not even been appointed a PS substantively, sent me a document which was terms of reference for the task force that the president was going to put in place to review the curriculum. When I looked at the TORs, first of all, I thought it was the wrong thing to do. You are a new government, you are trying to form government, you are trying to do so many things, and you are reviewing a curriculum you don't understand, you have not sat down with those who are implementing it, and so on and so forth. So my piece of advice then to the PS at that time was, PS, if I were you, I would advise the president to spend time like 3 or 4 months with the people who are already implementing the curriculum and understand clearly before now you can move forward and start dealing with any reforms or touching it in any particular way. That did not happen, of course. The task force went on, worked on a report. And when I looked at the report that was done, arising from the task force, it has got so many challenges. The truth of the matter is that if we had focused more on, proper, accurate, effective implementation of the curriculum, we will not be having the challenges we have. There's so many management hiccups related to funding. For example, is clearly a case of management. The last 4 years, I have not seen any conversation, inclusive conversation on the education sector. Yet, by the way, this is a sector that requires regular engagement. The government engaging with the critical stakeholders, parents association, faith-based organizations that fund education, and most importantly, the critical stakeholders like the curriculum developers, the teachers who are implementing the curriculum, and so on. I haven't seen any of that kind of conversation happening unless you have seen it yourself elsewhere. So it's like, shooting in the dark. And if we are going to manage government in that kind of manner, obviously to get the desired results. So the truth of the matter is that the entire education sector would be managed better if there was more focus, more attention, more inclusion, and more seriousness on what we are doing. If you meet a lot of people in the higher education sector, including the critical role players like vice chancellors. They can't tell you comprehensively what the new university funding model is all about. The last time I asked the two critical role players, and they told me actually when we were called to a meeting at State House, it's only one person who spoke throughout about it, and then we left. So we also don't understand what this is all about. The problem is management. I keep saying this. We are on the campaign trail, yes, we are seeking an opportunity to contribute to the leadership of our country. Our problem, our foremost problem in this country right now is management. You know, how we are managing public affairs, how we are managing implementation of critical programs. And unless and until we resolve those issues, we'll not see an end to the challenges that we face. And then the confusion we are seeing now, I suspect we are not getting accurate data, but I suspect I'm trying to look for probably more accurate data from international role players who are interested in education in our country, UNICEF and the rest. But I suspect that our dropout rates, our dropout figures may be going back to the pre-Kibaki days. Number of kids who are not going to school and so on and so forth. The number of kids who are deferring, their university exams and university education because of the confusion that you all know. And all these things boil down to management, focus, inclusion, in the way in which we are working on this. And until we resolve those issues, we will have these problems throughout. So it has nothing to do with the curriculum, because I hear people saying, oh, it's the curriculum. When the government and discharges its responsibilities, such as our friends in the administration are doing, even if you give them the old 7, 6, 3, they would still have a crisis about it. Even if you gave them 844, they would not be able to implement it. The question is, they don't look inside; they always looking outside for chaos. I could go on and on about this. When the government itself, I mean, the minister stands up and says 2 million kids are going to drop out of school in the arid and semi-arid areas because there's no food for school feeding program. That's a budget of 4.8 billion. That time state has allocated 17 billion. That time government is dishing out money, for people to attend meetings and so on and so forth. That time, government operatives are flying around the country purportedly doing empowerment and so on. Where are our priorities? It is a management issue. It's not even a resource issue. It's a management issue. The level of wastage is too high. And the level of confusion is too high. The level of deinstitutionalization is too high. And it would take a miracle for a framework like that to achieve results.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr.